They say to stay away from anyone that isn't quite the same. What's lost isn't worth the cost. It's time we start changing up the rules of the game. Welcome back to the Matthews
and McGuire show.
Yes, welcome back. We're here today, second podcast. The first one we thought went really well, but we have high opinions of ourselves, so what can we say?
You go back and check that out. Do it now. Do it now.
Yes, if you haven't listened to episode 1, listen so you know what we're on about. And we've been on about equality, right? And
that's
accepting each other for who we are.
Regardless of race, age, gender, sexual preference, whatever. We're all human beings. All things are one. We're all on one planet together. And yes, I said planet.
Yes.
We're all on one planet together.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
And sexual orientation has a huge impact on today's topic. Mike and I are both straight, but today the Supreme Court, it is June 26th, 2015, made an absolutely historical decision.
Yep, to legalize gay marriage amongst all 50 states.
Woohoo!
And here's the thing. Can I jump right in?
Please, my friend.
Can I jump right in?
Rant. Bring it
Here's
on.
the thing. All right, I can personally say I have evolved on this issue over time. At first, I was the guy that said, God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. And I was bullheaded on the issue, as my mom would say, until I met a guy named Kevin and Gerald, who hangs around my sister. Kevin passed away not too long ago from a stroke. Rest in peace, Kevin. Kevin passed away, around 20. He was less than 28 years old.
Goodness.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. But, when I observed how those men, how those young men treated my sister, it softened my heart to the fact that they were, gay. Because at first I was like, you know what, they're gay, keep them away from me. I don't want nothing to do with it, right? But I realized, those guys protected my sister. They provided for my sister, and they treated her like, that they were blood. And that made me say, you know what? To hell with their sexual preferences. I don't have to agree with that. We can still be cool. We can still be friends and all that. Just as long as they don't cross that line.
Well, and here's the thing. Is that for some reason, with a lot of heterosexuals, especially depending on the generation, right. I know my dad's. I remember being out for. Are you listening, Dad? I remember being out for dinner with my parents. It was several years ago, and the waiter in the restaurant was obviously gay, and my dad got really uncomfortable. And I said, "He doesn't want to sleep with you." Here's the thing. Everybody thinks, oh my God, they're gay. What? Promiscuity. They want to sleep with everybody they see who's a man. No, right. or a woman. That is that. So, yeah, I mean, initially there's always that reaction. Not always, but some people have that reaction. Here's the deal. They're just like you and I. And our whole MO about this show is talking about being inclusive and accepting people for who they are without regard for any of that, right? I mean,
right.
We don't see color. We don't see age. We don't need to see sexuality. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
And if two people are in love, I have really great friends who have been together for 30 years. They have a better relationship than most heterosexual people I know. Who are we to say that you can't get married?
And, and that's just, I think the prime reason is, I think people need to make this distinction between your personal opinion and the law of the land. Okay. The law of the land has to be vague. It has to be broad. It has to be inclusive, so that we're all living under this thing together. The sun went down on all of us yesterday. It rained on all of us today. We have to make laws that are inclusive to everyone. We can't take our personal opinion and weed it into wide policy. We can't do that.
No, we can't.
So you have to divorce your personal opinion from the law of the land. And if Steve and Jim want to get married, oh well. That didn't harm the way my day went today.
No.
So I just feel as if we should allow them to do their thing. They're not hurting anyone, and they're humans just like everyone else. And if two people of the same sex want to get married, let them do their thing.
And you know what? Divorcing from the lay of the land is perfect because now Steve and Jim can get divorced.
Legally.
So, really, my point is, hey, they've all got the right now to be miserable like the rest of us. Oh, I'm just being sarcastic. Of course, all married people aren't miserable. But they've got it. And there's a lot of happy wedding planners today, right? We talked about that.
Cha-ching.
Wedding planners and divorce lawyers, and it's going to be cake decorators. It's mayhem. It's going to be it's going to be out of control. And I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, they opened up a new line of business.
I can't wait to go to my friend's wedding, and one of them is going. Some of them are getting married.
So tell us about that, because you do have friends who.
Most of my friends are gay. My mother says that's why I never meet anybody, because all my friends are gay. But I don't know. I met several of my friends through nursing, and we just got along, and there's no crap. I don't have to worry about the guys hitting on me. I don't know if the girls are, because I'm oblivious, so it's all good. I don't know. And it's not that, I don't know, they're just people. Everybody, they're all just people. Like, you're just people. I never think about it.
Why do you think it took so long?
For this to happen?
Right.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of, who am I to say? This is just my opinion, but of course that's what we're here to express, right?
Right.
Ireland legalized it just recently in the last month or two, which I think is a big step. And I just think there's a lot of stuff. Look at, Caitlyn Jenner, God love her, has gay's old news now. We're into transgender.
Right.
And if she wants to get, she wants to get married. Who cares? I don't know. I just think it just doesn't mean anything anymore. There's just a point where it's just nonsense. And I know that the big argument, I know there's a lot of people listening to this who are totally against gay marriage. Actually, you're probably not listening to it because you probably turned it off 5 minutes ago. They did. But I think the big issue is based on religion and it not being natural in the eyes of God, and God being completely against it. But here's my deal. If God is against it, let God do the judging.
Not you.
Not us. Who are we to judge?
Right.
If they get to the pearly gates and somebody has something to say about it, which really I highly doubt, but that's just where my opinion comes from. I don't have an inside scoop with Peter.
Right.
But who knows? Then leave that up to him if that's his issue. I don't think that anybody on this planet should be in a position to judge. Look at how many things have changed, right?
Right.
Again, when I say, so a friend of mine with her kids, I was saying to her today, 30 years from now, they're going to look at us and say, that had to be changed in the courts? In the same way that my generation says, they had segregation? They had to change segregation? That had to be a decision? Are you kidding me?
That concept is just so foreign. Yeah.
And newer generations, younger generations are just so much more accepting of everything and so welcome. It's a wonderful thing. But it's a groundbreaking decision. And with you and I in our position of acceptance and accepting people for who they are and getting to know people outside of your own demographic, this is I can't believe that it happened on the same day we're starting our podcast. And honestly, it wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned, and it's just a topic that we felt like we had to speak on. And it does speak to inclusion. It does speak to you open up your hands and understanding that to support this thing, it doesn't mean that you need to walk around with the rainbow shirt on. It doesn't mean that you need to walk around and say, you know what, I'm here for you. All it means is that you made a decision to take your personal opinion and put it in the backseat of your car and drive home with it. That's all it means. Is that you divorced your personal opinion from the law of the land. That's it. And you allow them to live as human beings and do what they want to do. That's all. So back to the Bruce Jenner thing, because I feel like I need to say something on this. I'm sorry.
Caitlyn. It's Caitlyn now.
Caitlyn, okay. It's Caitlyn Jenner.
He's struggling.
So, we're speaking on inclusion and people divorcing their personal opinions from along the line. I believe that if you're going to go that route and become transgender, please be proud of it. You know, claim it. Like, do not do that and then turn around and say I was never a man and I was born a woman. Like, don't do that, because then again, that's you forcing your beliefs on me. Because me as a human being, I don't personally believe in that. So that's you wanting me to subscribe to your beliefs and see you as something that you transformed and not something that you were born into. So I feel like if you are transgender, if you are Caitlyn, the Caitlyns of the world, please claim the fact that you was once Bruce, you know, and don't put that on me.
But are we talking in terms of just meeting at a social event with a bunch of people, or are you talking about someone who potentially wants to date you? That's two different issues.
Yeah, you're
really,
right.
Now, if Caitlyn walks into a dinner party, I don't need to know anything about them. That's not...
Right.
But you're talking about somebody, somebody who shows up on Match and you go out for drinks and, you know, date number 3, because I'm, you know, being conservative here. I'm just saying, date number 3, you find out that Brenda or Josephine has parts that you weren't expecting, kind of thing. That's what you're talking about.
You're right. Thanks for the clarity.
Okay, because you're not just talking about people walking in the room and say, "Hi, I'm Joan, and I used to be
formerly
Jan."
known as that." Yeah, like you don't need to do that.
That's irrelevant. But
I agree. But from a dating, you're right, because you don't need to do that. Because that was the whole point of it in the first place.
If that's acceptance. We're in the acceptance phase. But
in the acceptance phase, do your thing. But what I'm saying is,
don't surprise me.
Don't surprise me, because when I'm going on a date and I'm taking you out, my expectation is that you were born a woman. So.
And I brought up Caitlyn, so that's how we got on this topic.
Yeah.
Just so that we're making it clear that we do not confuse homosexuality or being a lesbian with being transgender. We actually do know the difference.
We do know the difference.
I mentioned Caitlyn.
I went off on a tangent, but I just wanted to say, claim that thing. I don't want to see no surprises as a male, because I know it's getting really...
Claim that thing.
It's getting really popular right now. And let's get back to the main subject. I'm off my tangent now.
No, that was good, actually. Yeah. You know what? We reserve the right to go on tangents. That's kind of...
I mean, that's just what it is, right?
Yeah. So we haven't completely scared you off. No, we haven't. I know we haven't, because it's an interesting topic. And we, by the way, want to hear your comments. And we want to hear your suggestions for topics. And we want to hear questions. If you have something you want to hear us ramble about and go off on tangents about, right? We want that. What is it? Matthews and McGuire at Gmail?
Yeah. Matthews and McGuire at gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
Yeah, so big day in the United States of America. And you know, I'm from Canada. I just want to say.
So email us right now.
Gay marriage has been legal in Canada for 10 years. So it's always kind of surprised me. In 10 years. It's always surprised me that it's even been an issue. Because
so we're behind.
Now it's a pretty liberal country in Canada, where I come from, yeah. So I was kind of surprised by it. We're a little slow on the take, but God love them. Give that Supreme Court a high five.
Yep. It's a good day.
In the spirit of inclusion.
Harness the power of difference.
Oh! Yes, that's our motto, and that's perfect for today, perfect. Right? And, you know, who knows what we'll talk about next?
I don't know.
We're winging.
Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
So don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, and feel free to share the greatness, with your friends and family.
I love his modesty, don't you? It's wonderful. All right. Come back and visit us, and please send us your comments, because we know you've got some. Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.